I'm Rob Buffington with Berkshire Hathaway and Home Seekers of East Lansing, Michigan. I'm here to talk to you today about what it looks like for a buyer entering the market today in July of 2023. What should a buyer know? And the one thing that my agents and I have been working on is what we're calling a buyer's edge, right? We want to educate and inform our buyers when they come to us during the buyer consultation. We want them to know exactly what they're getting themselves into when they're buying in today's market. And so some of the things on there are that we want them to know about, first and foremost, that they're going to be paying over asking price. In our market, we have yet to see the market slow. We're at 44% of the inventory that we were this time last year, so we're down 44%. So that just means the supply is down, the demand is high, and we want buyers to know right up front when they come in that they're going to be paying over asking price. If they're not comfortable paying over asking price, then we want to counsel them, maybe to sit on the sidelines and wait for the market to soften. Who knows when that will be, but the other thing that we're telling our buyers is that, hey, if you're approved up to $200,000, you might be wanting to look at like a $175,000 house so that you don't overextend your budget, right? So you can have some cushion in there to escalate up your offer, when you're competing against all the other buyers in today's market. The other thing, and we've talked about this in the past, is that how do you make your offer competitive, right? So the one thing a good buyer agent should do is they're going to reach out to the listing agent and find out what's most important to the seller. And so then we're going to cater the offer to that seller's, demands, the price that they're looking for, the terms that they're looking for. Do they need post occupancy? What can we do to put our best foot forward for our buyers, right? So it could be an inspection waiver, although we don't recommend that. So what we're doing instead of that is we're actually using the time period of when the property is listed until it goes to highest and best, and we're calling one of our preferred inspectors and getting them over there for a quick look. It will cost you a fraction of the cost of an inspection. You still get the benefit of having a second set of eyes on the property, so you don't have to buy it with a waiver of inspections altogether. Appraisal gap. Everyone's throwing this term around. It's very confusing to buyers, and so we want you to know that the appraisal gap is basically the gap between the purchase price and the appraised price. So if you have, a property that goes under contract for $250 and it appraises for $225, the gap is that $30,000 or that $25,000 difference between the $225 and the $250. And a lot of buyers are saying that they're going to cover that appraisal gap. Well, know that you have to cover that appraisal gap with cash. So you have to have cash for the appraisal gap, and then you have to budget for your down payment and so on and so forth. So be thinking about those things when you enter into today's market. And as always, whenever you get ready to buy or sell in the Greater Lansing area, reach out to Home Seekers. We're happy to help.